Word Nerds! Happy Thursday! We are getting closer and closer to the end of 2019. There's a little less than 100 days left. That's not a lot of days, but also it is a lot of days. And so today I kind of wanted to talk about having the motivation to push through to the end of the year with your writing goals. Obviously, over here on the Word Nerds, we've already talked a lot about National Novel Writing Month, which we adore, but I get that it's not for everyone. Writing 50,000 words in a month isn't gonna work for everyone. Some people just aren't in the drafting stage, and so it doesn't work that way. Some people don't like quick drafting, but the great thing about being on the tail end of September is that there's still a lot of time left. We don't have to sit back and be like, oh, well, I guess I'll wait till next year. We did goal evaluations in our Sunday chat, and we have our Q4 video coming at you next week. And so I guess just goal setting and motivation have been on my mind a lot as a result. But I guess the thing that really solidified wanting to talk about this for my video as well was Claribel Ortega doing the hashtag FINISHURBOOKFALL on Twitter. The general idea of this is to work hard on whatever book it is that you're working on from now until December 21st, to encourage other writers who are doing the same, and to not be too hard on yourself if you don't get as far as you would like. And I love this. Claribel is so cool. Generally, if you're not following her on Twitter, you need to be. And she's got a book coming out in April of next year, I believe, called Ghost Squad that takes place in my hometown, so I'm so psyched for it. I will put all kinds of links down in the description box to where you can learn more about her and to the tweet introducing the idea of Finish Your Book Fall. But I found that for me, having writing friends or making writing friends through events like Finish Your Book Fall is the most motivating thing when we're coming up on the end of the year, and part of me just wants to say, well, I've done some things this year, why don't I just take a break until next year? So first thing is first, decide what you want to get done. For me, I would love to get a full new first draft finished. It's a little bit of a reach goal, it will be difficult, but given what I know about myself and my personal writing progress, it's definitely doable. The next step in any goal setting process is to get really excited. This is a cool thing. Don't be afraid to really access your slither inside and be thrilled that you're being ambitious. It is a great day anytime you look at yourself and say, this is what I want and I'm gonna do it. Going along with this, I fully intend to just ride the wave of this excitement as long as possible. So I do like to take a few days, you know, make playlists, make aesthetic boards, who even knows what else. Anything that I think is going to get me pumped to start working, I just let myself do it. I don't have to start today. I can take 2 days to do the things that I know are going to keep me motivated on the days that I'm not feeling as excited. And my next step that I usually do in the goal setting process is planning. And if I'm being real here, the planning stage is just as thrilling to me as making the Pinterest boards and everything. Like I mentioned earlier, it really accesses that slither inside that says, I'm gonna do this thing. I like to keep my goals broad for the full amount of time, so like between now and December 31st, I just know I would like to finish my book, but then look much more specifically on a month-to-month basis. I find it just generally makes things more digestible, it gives me time to adjust as I go, and in the true being kind to yourself theme of Finish Your Book Fall, if it looks like I'm nowhere close, I can adjust my goal. It helps me to not feel like, oh, well, I'm halfway there and I'm not halfway done with my book, so I better just give up. Which is just so important for not burning out, because the last thing you want to do is just wear yourself out right at the beginning. It's not good for you and it's not good for your creativity. So with regards to my goal of having a new first draft, I don't have that book plotted yet, and the plotting of it is pretty important for me. It helps make sure that I can write a pretty fast draft. So I would like to spend the next 2 weeks just really hammering down the plot points of my book. What are the major events that are going to be happening that I need to be pushing towards? And then after those 2 weeks to finish up plotting, I would like to get started on the book, maybe get the first 2 chapters down. And then once I get to that point, I want to reevaluate, see what my new goals are going to be. And my final step in trying to stay motivated and pushing through to the end of the year is to shout my goals to the world. Your mileage may vary on this one. This might not work for you. But for me, talking about what I'm trying to do is so crucial to my goal achieving process, because I have this very deep fear of publicly failing, which I know in writing is inevitable, but if if in my personal goal setting life, I can just minimize that as much as possible, I like to. So find what that thing is for yourself that will keep you accountable. You might like putting stickers on a calendar each day that you meet your goal, or putting gummy worms at the end of a page and you get to eat that gummy worm every time you finish revising a page. Or maybe you prefer checklists, like on the app Todoist. And maybe you like some combination of all of these things. Maybe you need to try a few things out. There's plenty of time to try out what is going to be best at holding you accountable. So try out those things and figure out what will work for you. If you're like me and shouting your goals out to the world is what really motivates you, hopefully you'll shout them at me. You can put them down in the comments, you could tweet them at me. I'm gonna be using Clarabelle's hashtag FINISHURBOOKFALL, so maybe we'll run into each other there. Don't forget to tune in this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time for our usual live chat. I cannot wait to see you all then, and until then, stay nerdy.